Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 594 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. Qin Yuan's explanation was completely different from the story Wei Xiling had told. He didn't buy those gifts because he was pursuing her. It was because of the Wei family's support. Specifically, their influence helped Feituan Capital secure massive loans from 3 major banks. That funding was the reason Feituan Capital had grown so quickly. And this wasn't just an excuse. Even online, people could find this information. The 3 trillion yuan loan Feituan received directly led to a spike in property values in Duntian City. The project had been a massive success. So with that in mind, no matter how expensive the gifts Qin Yuan bought for Wei Xiling were, it all made sense. Compared to Wei Xiling's wild speculation, Qin Yuan's version was far more logical. So rumors really can't be trusted. Qin Yuan's achievements in business clearly stem from his charisma and emotional intelligence. He knows how to manage relationships and make the most of every connection around him. Maybe that's why he's always linked to so many rich girls. But if he really spent all his time on women, how could he be this powerful at such a young age? Behind every success story is incredible effort. My master once said I'm an unmatched genius, 1 in a million. But even so, I've had to work harder than most. From childhood, I never had time for fun. No friends. No breaks. While others spent vacations watching shows and playing games, I went through life or death training and still had to keep up with my studies. The pressure I've faced is far beyond what others can imagine. Qin Yuan must have gone through something similar. To be this extraordinary at such a young age, he must have carried a heavy burden. It seems people really misunderstand him. Suddenly, Qin Yuan Duo realized. Maybe she had been influenced too much by online gossip. Maybe she'd been seeing Qin Yuan through a biased lens. There were too many people like Wei Xiling out there. That's why there were so many negative rumors about Qin Yuan online. But in truth, many things weren't as simple as they looked. Now I want to know more about him. He must be really lonely too. Plus 10 favorability, Qin Yuan Duo. Plus 10 favorability, Qin Yuan Duo. Plus 10 favorability, Qin Yuan Duo. Current favorability, 20 points. So that's how it is. Sorry, I misunderstood you earlier. A moment later, it's okay. For someone like me, being misunderstood is normal. There are a lot of things I simply can't explain. Qin Yuan replied casually. After all, he had a system. No one would believe him even if he tried to explain. Every time he spent a bit of money, people would jump to conclusions. But those words unexpectedly struck a deep chord with Qin Yuan Duo. Because she had experienced the same thing. Misunderstood. With secrets no one could ever know. She had no friends. No one had ever truly gotten close to her. Honestly, I feel the same way. I've carried so many burdens since I was a child. No one truly understands. I don't even know why we have to go through all this. Maybe it's just our destiny. Plus 10 favorability, Qin Yuan Duo. Current favorability, 30 points. Qin Yuan was a bit stunned. That was too easy. With great power comes great responsibility. It's something we can't escape. Since heaven chose me to bear this responsibility, I'll face it no matter the cost. This pain, let me shoulder it alone. Qin Yuan started chatting nonsense. Because he noticed Qin Yuan Duo really bought into this kind of emotional talk. He had 90 billion dog-licking coins anyway. Pain didn't matter to him. But for some reason, these words hit Duo even harder. It was like she'd found someone who truly understood her. You're not at all what I imagined. Maybe we're the same kind of person. Misunderstood by the world. But carrying a heavy burden nonetheless. Maybe your burden is even heavier than mine. But you're also stronger. Plus 20 favorability, Qin Yuan Duo. Current favorability, 50 points. Qin Yuan almost shouted out loud. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Just a few casual sentences, and her favorability jumped by 30? That was insane. Qin Yuan Duo, I heard you scored 745 on the college entrance exam. Top scorer in the country. Congrats on getting into Yenjing University, little junior. Huh. I was recently accepted into Yenjing University for graduate studies. Technically speaking, I'm your senior now. Really? What a coincidence. Sometimes life is just full of surprises. Maybe the world really is small. So I should call you Senior Qin Yuan now? And just like that, they opened up completely. Xianyuan Duo even felt like she had found a true friend, someone who actually understood her. After all, ordinary people and elite geniuses like her were worlds apart. She never truly fit in their world, and they could never fit in hers. There was always a barrier between her and everyone else. But with Qian, there was none. It felt like fate. Wei Xiling had no idea that her attempt to warn Duo away from Qian had completely backfired. She tried to paint him as a scumbag, and it only pushed Duo closer to him. That's what you call good intentions, bad result. Senior Qian, it's really nice to get to know you better. But tomorrow's duel, I won't be going easy on you. I hope you won't go easy on me either. Let me see your true strength. Are you sure? You seem pretty confident, Senior. But I forgot to mention, not long ago, I defeated the top enforcer of the 9th Bureau, Master Dongfangpe. Qian blinked. He actually knew Dongfangpe. Wasn't that the middle-aged guy with the broken sword? The one who got scared stiff last time by the janitor of the Chun family estate, Xiantian, the alchemy ancestor? That guy was supposed to be the 9th Bureau's #1 expert? What a joke. Scared by a janitor, then beaten by an 18-year-old girl? Trash. Real top-tier masters weren't people the 9th Bureau could even touch. Wow, you even beat Dongfangpe? Your strength is clearly no joke. Now I'm really looking forward to it. Qianyuan took a full 5 minutes before replying. To Xianyuan Duo, it felt like he'd been shocked speechless. After all, Dongfangpe was considered a peak 4th-tier powerhouse. And she had beaten him. Guess I just gave Senior Qianyuan a little psychological pressure, huh? But in reality, Qianyuan had just gotten home, and Qin Wushuang had arrived at the Longting Villa. Chapter 1014, 50%. I'm so tired, Qianyuan Gij. You didn't even come pick me up from the airport, and made me take a taxi all the way here. Qin Wushuang pouted, clearly a little annoyed. Woof, woof. She had just dropped her suitcase, and was about to flop down on the sofa for a quick rest, when suddenly a big yellow dog came charging out. This dog was nearly twice the size of a typical mutt, and looked extremely fierce. Ah! Qin Wushuang screamed in surprise. Da Huang, come here. This is a guest. No growling at her, understood? Qianyuan immediately ordered. Whimper. The yellow dog nodded obediently, and quickly ran over to Qianyuan's side, wagging its tail. It understands human language? Qin Wushuang was stunned. Weren't most mutts supposed to be kind of dumb? How is this one so intelligent? This isn't an ordinary dog. Its IQ is now about the same as a 10-year-old kid. Wait, don't tell me. It's a cultivation dog, she asked, eyes wide. What kind of nonsense is that? Qianyuan rolled his eyes. Ever since he once jokingly told Qin Wushuang he was a cultivator, she had taken it to heart. Now anything strange, she linked it back to cultivation. Da Huang was injected with the super soldier serum. His body went through a massive transformation. His strength and intelligence both increased dramatically. That's why he's so different. Wait, the super soldier serum can do all that? Even dogs can evolve from it. Qin Wushuang's round eyes widened in disbelief. On her flawless face was a look of pure shock. She looked so cute in that moment. If I don't even think about it. Qianyuan cut her off before she could finish. Da Huang may have temporarily evolved, but his life force is deteriorating rapidly. Normally, he could have lived another 10 years. Now he might only survive a few more months before dying of old age. What? Qianyuan Gij, are you saying that humans who get injected also suffer that effect? Exactly. If the research data is accurate, anyone who receives the super soldier serum will have their lifespan shortened, anywhere from 10-fold to 50-fold. And there's no cure. You may have regrets, but you won't have a second chance. Qianyuan's words hit like thunder. Qin Wushuang froze on the spot. Wait, don't tell me. You already injected it. Qianyuan asked, frowning. Not me. It's my idiotic younger brother, Qin Wufeng. Some spoiled brat from the Modu rich kids' circle got injected and beat him up. He couldn't swallow the humiliation. So he scraped together $5 million and bought a dose online. I don't know if he's taken it yet, but I'm calling him right now. She grabbed her phone in a hurry and dialed her brother, yelling at him as soon as he picked up. She detailed the serum's side effects. Jia, are you with my Jiefu right now? Qin Wufeng suddenly asked. What Jiefu? Shut up, you brat. Nothing's official yet. Qin Wushuang's face instantly turned red. What do you mean nothing official? Dad and Grandpa already approved. They're totally supportive of you and Yinzong getting together. Tell Jiefu this. If he agrees to marry you, the Qian family will gift him 2 buildings in Modu as a dowry, plus 10% shares in the Qian Corporation. Jiefu, that's hundreds of billions in assets, man. Please take my sister already. She's a PhD now, and if she doesn't get married soon, nobody will want her. Qin Wufeng, shut up. She had him on speaker the whole time. So Chen Yuan heard every single word loud and clear. Normally, when rich families marry off their daughters, they expect a huge bride price. Especially for heiresses, the richer the family, the higher the price. But with Yinzong, not only did they ask for no money, they were offering hundreds of billions as a dowry. That was unheard of. The old man of the Qian family really knew how to play the long game. Chen Yuan Gij, don't listen to my brother. He's just a loudmouth who talks nonsense. Wu Shuang explained in a panic, her cheeks flushed bright red. She was flustered, blushing all over, acting shy but secretly scheming. Don't worry. Honestly, your brother didn't say anything wrong. Chen Yuan said with a faint smile. You're embarrassing me to death. I'm going to shower. She covered her face and ran to the bathroom, her heart pounding like crazy. What did Chen Yuan mean by that? He called him our brother? That made them sound like family. Was he joking? Or was he serious? But she didn't dare ask. Whether he was joking or not, she was going to treat it as real. Once the rice is cooked, even if he denies it later, he'll have to accept it. No rush, no rush. I'm living in his house now. We'll see each other every day. I'll have plenty of chances to win him over. It's just the first day. I have to act reserved. Can't be too forward, or I'll seem cheap. In the bathroom, Qin Wushuang tried to calm herself down. In the kitchen, Chen Yuan made a simple dinner. He cooked a bowl of egg-fried rice just for her. Then he returned to his room. A little while later, his phone rang. Lin Zhilua was calling. Yay. Chen Yuan Gij. Today, this little genius Lin Zhilua has big news to share with you. Oh, what news? Starting today, I am officially the personal disciple of the alchemy ancestor, Master Tian. You should have seen the old guy's shocked face. It was hilarious. Wait, what? Chen Yuan was stunned. So what happened was, earlier today, Master Tian had finally finished preparing his secret medicinal bath and let Lin Zhilua soak in it to absorb its strengthening effects. This was her second test. The requirement was simple. Within 1 hour, if she could absorb 10% of the medicinal energy, she'd pass. Back in the day, when Master Tian himself took this test as a 7-year-old, he absorbed 15%, shocking all of Yaowang Valley and earning him a spot as the Valley Master's personal disciple. That's what started his rise, from a farm boy to a legendary master. Normally, the average person can barely absorb 1% the first time. 2% indicates decent potential. 3% means they're above average. 5% is considered a strong foundation, enough to start unlocking the body's full potential and break past human limits. 5% is the minimum threshold to be accepted into Yaowang Valley. But Master Tian had raised the bar to 10% for selecting a personal disciple. Anyone who could reach 10% was a 1 in a million prodigy. And today, Lin Zhilua's performance left this 5th-tier master, this living legend, completely shaken. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. Also, if you know other fans who were reading this manhwa but stopped because it got axed, share this video with them. The more support we get, the more motivation we'll have to keep making these videos. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.